Coming up on today's edition of Channel 97 News,
we check out a new VR place,
talk to a school record setter,
and learn about some gardening improvements over at Wallwind.
And it all starts now.
Welcome to the November edition of Channel 97 News. I'm Brittany Dew.
And I'm Phoebe Real, and here are some announcements for the month.
The boys' golf season is only a few short months away, with tryouts beginning on February 26th. If you are interested in playing boys' golf and want to stay up to date, then be sure to join the Boys Golf Google Classroom page.
The Spanish Club will have its next meeting on Tuesday, December 12th in room 227 after school. All are welcome.
Seniors applying for college are reminded to use their SCORE account to request transcripts. Contact OHS Registrar Chris Vitale at vitalic@mscr9.org with questions regarding your transcripts.
Students interested in taking dual enrollment classes through STLCC during the spring semester are encouraged to register as soon as possible. Courses are first come, first served, and fill up quickly. Visit the OHS dual enrollment webpage for more information.
Please join us in congratulating these students on being selected for this year's Missouri All-State Choir. This means that they placed in the top 4 out of 200 on their voice part for the St. Louis Suburban District after a 3-part blind audition process. Congratulations to these well-deserving and hard-working students.
December 11th through the 15th, we will hold our annual Present for Paws drive. We will be collecting new and slightly used dog items. Whichever A&P brings in the most points wins.
Have you ever wanted to learn how a teacher got to where they are now?
I actually have, so it's a good thing the story shows us one.
Riley and Maddie tell us about Mrs. Barrage.
Hey Oakville, you may have noticed a new familiar face in the facts department, Miss Barrage.
I had been thinking about coming back to Oakville High for quite a few years. I loved the middle school, but I was ready for a change. It wasn't anything that was super planned. It was just sort of an event that happened, and I'm so glad that I did because it's really, it's been like a dream job for me. I love it. I did teach English here, basically all levels of English, and then I taught 6th grade English creative writing. I taught a class called The Novel. I taught reading for a while. I taught theater. So I've taught a lot of different classes, nothing like foods, and that's why I really like it so much. And human relations, let's not forget about that too. Human relations is a really fun class that I teach as well.
So Ms. Barrage has really, truly been kind of our missing puzzle piece in our department. We've had multiple teachers lately, and she really, truly is the one person I think that finally fits seamlessly into our department. She's been an amazing contribution. She brings new ideas to the table, and she brings an energy that is infectious throughout the department and with the students.
Really energetic, and I like the way she teaches because it's different from any other teacher I've ever had.
First class is fun. She makes every lab really fun. Once we walk in, she always has really high energy. Music is always playing, so it's always a really enjoyable class to take.
I like Miss Barrage a lot. I had her in 6th grade for advisory, and she just has a lot of energy, and she's really fun to be around.
I absolutely love teaching foods. It's something I've always really wanted to do, and I had an opportunity to get into this, and it's just been awesome. Love it.
Wow, she looks like a great teacher. With Maddie Chappius behind the camera, I'm Riley Parisi with Channel 97 News.
Glad to see her career has made big improvements over the years.
Another thing making huge improvements are the prairies being restored over at Wallwind.
Maria and Nathan have the story.
I'm sure if you have driven past Oakville Middle or Wallwind Elementary, then you've probably seen the prairie that has been recently added. Let's hear more about how it was created through the Wallwind Grows project.
We chose the prairie. We wanted to, the Wallwind Grows project was in the beginning phases, so we laid out a 5-year plan on the Grows project, what we wanted to accomplish and when. And the prairie piece was going to be the last part of that because of the scope of size of that. Prairies absorb about 8 inches of rain per hour, so that was a great area for that to absorb all that rainwater that comes off a telegraph.
We had to go through a pretty extensive application process with the Department of Conservation, and they gave us two $15,000 grants to be able to do things in steps. So we started back on the south end with a dry creek bed and putting our native plants along some areas where we had a lot of drainage issues.
We have a conservation club here at Wallwind, and I'm one of the helpers or the staff members that runs that club with Mr. Spitznagel as well. So maintaining it and keeping it going is pretty much a group effort with that club. But then also students at school, a lot of times teachers will take the kids outside and they'll learn by the prairie or just investigate it, walk into it, use it for science lessons, or sometimes even just sit out there and enjoy it and read.
It's helpful for the environment in that it reestablishes native habitat for all of our native pollinators, our native animals that we have. Our native songbirds, they all have been responding to the prairie really well.
Not only are the adults of the community behind the prairie, the students love it just as much.
I am in fact in Wallwind's conservation club, so I do get to help. I collect seeds from different plants.
My favorite part is how it's so big and there's so much wildlife and it's so colorful. I just get to stare at it every day as I'm going in and out of the school.
It's a beautiful space. During the school hours, the students can go out and use it and things like that, but I just encourage everybody in the community, if you want to come and see what it's like up close, please come on over, park your car during the weekend or sometime and come check it out.
With Maria Parisi behind the camera, I'm Nathan Baker for Channel 97 News.
It's nice to see cool projects like that going on around Oakville.
Speaking about things around Oakville, there's a new baby box at our local fire station.
Morgan, Adia, and Emma check it out.
Have you heard of the Safe Haven Baby Box? It's the first in Missouri, and there's also been some popping up around the country recently. Captain Dennis Mag tells us more.
It's intended for anyone that has a baby that for whatever reason they don't want. There are sometimes women that give birth to babies and aren't sure what to do. In this case here, it provides a safe haven, as the name implies, for people that don't know what to do in that case, and they can actually come here and leave the baby, and then we're notified and we will take care of it from there. All the firefighters and paramedics that are assigned here are trained in how to care for the child, and after it's really no different than any call we might run, just that they're bringing the patient to us rather than us responding to the scene. You'll see some blankets, there's caps and things in there. We have extra supplies, so once we're done with this particular situation, we will button the box back up and it will be ready to go in case something else happens. I do know from talking to Monica that they have a location just north of Indianapolis, and I believe it's Carmel, Indiana, and that box has been used on multiple occasions. So again, we expect it to be used. So
these baby boxes have been making a positive effect worldwide. The Melville fire team shows us how it works. The baby box is located on the outside near the front of the fire station. When the baby is placed inside and the door clicks shut, a 60-second timer starts and the box cannot be reopened. After the 60 seconds, an alarm goes off in the firehouse and the team is trained and ready to care for the baby and make sure that it receives the care it needs. With Morgan Baker and Adia Gonzalez behind the camera, I'm Emma Burchett for Channel 97 News.
Hopefully that will help some families in need of assistance.
Families might also find assistance with traffic in the near future.
Sawyer, Alyssa, and Drew tell us about the Jagger Roundabout.
St. Louis County has been planning to put in a roundabout to replace the four-way intersection at Jagger and Milburn Road. We got some information from a student about roundabouts.
So they want to replace the four-way stop with a very small roundabout. All that it would be doing is taking the corners of people's properties and putting an island in the middle. So it's going to be one of the smallest roundabouts in St. Louis County. The county said it was in their top 10 intersections with the most crashes. St. Louis County presented a bunch of data showing how it reduces crashes and reduces injuries in crashes.
It appears to be that no one really fully stops, and so a lot of the accidents, and I've seen a lot, I've worked here for 15 years, there have been a lot of accidents because of people not following the flow of traffic and fully stopping.
Because the intersection is so close to OHS, students and staff have many opinions and concerns. According to a survey sent out by Broadcast, 41% of students and staff who responded are against the roundabout, while 38.5% are in support.
Personally, I don't really like them because I feel like it could create more crashes because people aren't paying attention when they get on or off. in my experience, people that go here don't drive the safest.
I think it's needed. I support the data that St. Louis County has presented. When you're turning, you only have to watch one direction of traffic coming rather than watching each individual way at a four-way stop, so it's a lot safer in that way.
I do think that they're safer according to the data that has been presented, that they do reduce like deadly accidents by 90% or something. So yeah, I do believe they're safer, but I do believe they're confusing for people to navigate.
I wouldn't want it personally, just because I think, yeah, it's safer, but it takes longer, and a lot of people have their schedule planned around how quickly they can get to school. So having that roundabout just complicates a lot of things for students.
Whether the roundabout is built or not is up to the county, and it seems to be an issue for the future. With Alyssa Johnson and Drew Murphy behind the camera, I'm Sawyer Best with Channel 97 News.
Sweet, can't wait to see what they end up doing in construction.
Well, something you don't need to wait for is VR games.
Lizzie and Ethan tell us more.
Looking for something to do in Oakville? This is where to go.
Our mission is to just give people an experience in Oakville. There's nothing like this around. There's nothing really to do in Oakville, so we wanted to be able to give the kids and adults in this area something fun and unique to do.
The mission is to provide entertainment and fun and joy to all the families around Oakville, because there's no entertainment around here right now.
I went to Oakville High School and I grew up in Oakville, and we always wanted to go do something on a Friday or Saturday night, and there was nothing to do besides go to Walmart, so we wanted to do something that was fun and unique for kids and adults in this area.
When people have quests at home, they're not able to move around as much. They're able to just sit in one spot, stand there. With us, you can actually free roam the entire space. You can walk around, run around.
Though they've been open for 2 months, the planning process took much longer.
It took probably a couple months. We had to do a couple construction things, and then painting and putting all the tape and stuff on the walls and the floor took a little bit. So yeah, I'd probably say a couple months, and then we started in August, so we've been open 2 months now.
So we absolutely want to expand. We want to move down south towards places that don't have a lot of entertainment venues.
If you are interested, use code OHS25 for 25% off your visit. With Ethan Cornell behind the camera, I'm Lizzie Altenburn for Channel 97 News.
It'll be interesting to see who sets the record for the highest score.
Here at Oakville, we also have a record that was set this month.
Dominic and Justin have the story.
It's not every day that a school record is broken, especially one that is held up for 18 years. For Oakville swimmer Jake Pantazzo, his dreams of holding the record have finally become reality.
Well, when I finished the race, I didn't really realize at first, but then my brother was right there and he's like, "Oh my God, you got it." And I just started freaking out, slamming the block in the wall and everything. I was pumped, I was so excited. That feeling was just, I can't describe it, it was awesome.
Oh, we were ecstatic. He's been working for it for a while. It's been on his mind since the midway through his junior year. He's been so close so many times, so it was cool. It was a big deal for a lot of us.
So the previous record was 49:36, so 49 seconds, 36 hundredths of a second. And I set the record at 49 seconds and 1/10 of a second, so it was a little bit of a drop. But in the swimming world, that's a lot, so.
While editing the broadcast, Jake actually broke the record again with a time of 48:27.50 at state. Jake's twin brother Ben speaks about how their brotherly rival has helped them out.
Well, we've kind of grown up competing in every aspect of our life because we're twins. So we just both want to be better than the other one and faster than the other one. So we're try to race each other and just always get better than the other person. So it's a constant competition, which really helps us get faster.
So what did Jake do to break the record?
So throughout the season, we've been doing a lot of sprinting sets and kind of working on my pace and kicking a lot. Kicking was probably my main thing I need to work on, and that was kind of the whole power behind the stroke, so that was a big part of the record. What my coach kept telling me was just forget about the race and just have fun and swim, so that's what I did, and it worked out.
Well, he's a tremendous worker. He and his brother both have incredible practice habits, and that's translated to a very good high school career. The harder you work at practice, the better the results you see.
Leaving with some advice from Jake.
Chase your goals. You don't know what you'll accomplish until you go for it, so yeah.
With Dominic McEntee behind the camera, I'm Justin Roush for Channel 97 News.
What an achievement for Jake. I don't think anyone's beating that record anytime soon.
The entrepreneurship class at Oakville is also trying to achieve something.
Mia, Parker, and Olivia tell us about their merchandise.
You might have noticed some students at lunch selling crew necks. Let's meet the class behind it.
So Entrepreneurship is a class where kids get to start their own business. As a class, the students develop a new product to sell to the Oakville marketplace. They make all the decisions as to what product to sell, how to price it, how to promote it, and how to get it into customers' hands.
The whole idea is just designing a product, selling it, and you go to different classes, get their feedback, and just use their feedback to make the best product, I guess.
I just enjoy the fact that it feels less of an actual class and it's more of a big project that the entire class takes on.
It's really cool to see what the students come up with. They have lots of creativity and lots of great ideas, and it's really cool to see them come up with an idea and put it into a plan, into action, and come up with something that they can actually sell to other students. The entrepreneurship class this year chose to sell crew neck sweatshirts that will be available starting November 13th through December 17th. We have a Carolina blue sweatshirt and a black sweatshirt that students can rep Oakville with.
One of the things students enjoy is it doesn't feel like the average classroom environment.
I thought it was just a different kind of class, and I planned on running my own business in the future.
Our class is really fun. We have a lot of different personalities. We all go together really well, and I really like Miss Iyer too. It's my second class with her.
If you're interested in being an entrepreneur in your future life, I highly recommend that you look at the entrepreneurship class. It's a semester-long class offered through the business department.
With Mia Magana and Olivia Hack behind the camera, I'm Parker Wyatt with Channel 97 News.
Great to see how much they've been selling.
And that concludes the November edition of Channel 97 News. I'm Brittany Dew.
And I'm Phoebe Real. And remember, Oakville,
keep your eyes on the tiger. What an achievement for Jake. I don't think anyone's breaking I don't think anybody's breaking this.
Phoebe Real. And remember, Oakville,
keep your eyes on...
Oh,
keep your eyes on the tiger.
Okay, now we're gonna redo that and have a dabbing one.
I'm Brittany Dew.
And I'm Phoebe Real. Remember, Oakville,
keep your eyes on the tiger.